Having built a farmstead and a tavern in the previous episode, this episode I wanted to finish off the village by filling up all the remaining plots of land above sea level. After that, I can focus solely on the underwater area of the diorama in the next episode. The Viking Village set comes with low-rise buildings such as the Longhouse, as well as a taller tower structure. I've already built plenty of different low-rise building types in the previous episodes, so now I wanted to build some towers to extend the theme of the set across the entire village. This first tower is a recolored version of the tower from the set, where I used medium nougat instead of dark tan. I also inverted the rounded and squared elements of the original tower, as well as adding a half-arch extension where the rope bridge will be attached. This tower acts as a storage space for grain from the farmstead nearby. I didn't break down the build too much here, since you can just use the instructions from the Viking Village set with a few minor changes. This tower is placed on a more defensible side of the river. A rope bridge connects it to a smaller tower on the opposite side. The smaller tower is built on top of a little storehouse for the tavern. It acts as a watchtower overlooking the middle of the village. I gave the storehouse some side supports to make it look sturdier so that it could hold up the tower above. For the second tower, I went with the same color scheme as the original, but changed its design to a 3-story building instead of a 2-story on top of a rocky outcrop like the original. The ground floor has side supports like the storehouse for increased strength. There will be a village entrance nearby, so this tower acts as an armory for the guards. For the upper levels, some changes to the design was needed so that I could attach 2 rope bridges to it. One connecting to the top of the mountain, and another connecting to a watchtower overlooking the village entrance. I thought this mountaintop would be an ideal location for the seer to live, so I created a smaller version of the blacksmith building in the set. But since the area up here is very limited, I had to go with a dollhouse style build. The techniques used are the same as the blacksmith, but as you can see, it's scaled down by 2 studs on the side. We can also compare it with the farmstead, which is a scaled up version of the blacksmith. The size difference is a lot more noticeable here. Now for the other side of the tower. Here's the smaller watchtower built a bit different from the previous one. It's placed on top of wooden logs with some side supports. I keep adding these side supports since it keeps everything in theme with the same building techniques. Next are the palisade walls. I wanted to have some upright types as well as some slanted types. I used bore joints to make these slanted types and built them upside down so that I could use these tan cone pieces with a bar at the end since they have a positive stud connection. The upright types are built normally using normal cone pieces. The dark tan elements are supposed to represent rope binding these logs together. I went with double layered walls here for good measure. The entrance gate features the same brick design as the top of the buildings within the village to keep it all in theme. I also added a brick built bison head. It might seem a bit oversized, but it's already a 2x3 stud build. I couldn't really get any smaller than this. This entrance area is just to suggest some boundaries for the village. I didn't need to make it any bigger, since the upcoming battle in the finale will take place at the coastal front, not here. The final build for this episode is an arena. The locals call it the pit. I wanted to make it look like it was dug into the ground, so that participants won't be able to escape the fight. Wooden logs are used as side supports, and there are only 2 sets of stairs to enter and exit the pit. A lower viewing platform is for the villagers, and another raised platform above is for the chief and other important personnel. I ran out of reddish-brown girder pieces, so I created these truss elements using Technic axle connectors holding up the platform. I was struggling with fitting in the arena and a main road connecting up the village, so I decided to have the raised platform arch over the road to resolve this issue. It might be leaning into the fantasy side of things a bit, but this is a fantasy world after all. I used the same rake design as I did for the entrance gate to top off this build, but instead of the bison head, I added a golden ornament. The design of this ornament is for a specific purpose, which will be talked about in the story segment of this video. Settling in well, my prince? Chief Oswald asked, his voice laced with mockery. Oh, it's perfect. Cold, wet, and just the right amount of rotting stench. You've outdone yourself, Prince Helena replied. I'm glad it suits you. I figured a walk through the village might do you some good. Fresh air, a few honest faces, and truth be told, I'd enjoy a chat with someone new for a change. Bring the old elf along if you like, assuming you can still handle a flight of stairs. I'll manage, Praetor Saelethiel said. So, what do you think of my village? I must admit, for a den of bloodthirsty raiders who make their living off the backs of honest traders, it does have a certain quaint charm to it. We all feed on the weak in our own way, Prince. You, of all people, should know that. You were born into comfort. Where do you think your kingdom's wealth came from, if not from the hands of the desperate? I'm simply a man doing what he must. I take what I need and keep my people alive. Unlike you mainlanders, endlessly squabbling under the weight of your bloated kings, each one desperate to outshine the other while their empires rot beneath them. Are you certain it's your people you serve? From where I stand, it seems you're more concerned with keeping the Sondareme pleased. Are you content with being their loyal hound? Our bond with the Sondareme is one of respect, not servitude. They take their share of the spoils, and in return they shield us from our enemies. I've even convinced them to allow us to ransom off that old elf along with you. That seems like mutual understanding and respect to me. Ah, so there is ambition buried beneath all that feigned humility after all. I wonder how far that seed will grow and where it will lead you. We all keep something set aside for leaner days, the chief said dismissively as they continued their walk through the village. This is the pit, the chief said, motioning towards the blood-stained arena. It's where we share the spoils of our raids with the Sondarim. All the prisoners go to them. We keep everything else. And what exactly happens here? This is where we show our strength. My men fight the captives and the Sondarim watch. They seem to enjoy watching men tear each other apart. You see that golden ring above us? That's how they watch. That's not gold, it's Gildrum. I saw the same metal on your Seers staff. You could cast a Gildrum blade into the deepest trench of the sea, yet after thousands of years it would shine as if newly forged. I find it troubling. The Sondarim wield enchantments bound to a metal only our forgers can shape. Yet, the way they've used it, it lies beyond any elven crafter I've ever known. That's not my concern. My axe doesn't need enchantments to split a man in half. And the Sondarim? They just watch your blood sport and that satisfies them? The real offering comes after. Those who fall, whether by death or defeat, are taken. It's part of the pact. And what do they do with them? Well, those who don't die fighting will soon wish they had. You'll see for yourself, my prince, the chief said with a cold smile. I'd like to give a big shout out to our channel members supporting the creation of Scarrillis, with a special thank you to Fennec and Brendan Bundyboy Davies, our two captains of the guards. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.